Right now, reports say Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani has been cleared by the feds in the gambling scandal involving his former interpreter.
Mario is live in downtown LA this morning, where a news conference is expected to begin any minute now. Mario.
Yes, we just got a 2-minute warning here at the podium behind us, so this should get started here. I'll kind of run through exactly what has been happening with this gambling scandal. We can tell you that they are expected to announce charges against Shohei Ohtani's former interpreter. So you can see here behind me, we're downtown in the Spring Street Courthouse, and this room is packed right now with media. Ippei Mizuhara, that's what they're going to be talking about here. There's media from all over, from every local station, international media, and these two, they had been working together since 2018 before he was fired by the Dodgers 3 weeks ago. He is set to be charged here in the gambling and theft scandal. He's accused of stealing at least $4.5 million from Ohtani, and we should mention TMZ reports that federal investigators concluded the pitcher didn't know about his translator's gambling addiction as he embezzled millions from Ohtani's account. And New York Times, they're also reporting that the former interpreter is in the works of negotiating a guilty plea, so we could hear more on that. Also noting that authorities believe there was evidence that Mizuhara was able to change Ohtani's bank account settings to stop him from getting notified about any transactions. So coming back out here to a shot of the room here, very quiet right now. They're waiting for U.S. Attorney Martin Estrada. We're also going to hear from Special Agent in charge of the IRS Criminal Investigation, Tyler Hatcher, and HSI Homeland Security investigators. So this should start here any minute. We were at Dodger Stadium earlier. We were talking about the game tomorrow. Ohtani is expected to be at home here at Dodger Stadium, and that's going to be a big topic of conversation. So they are just giving us a 30-second warning. Again, those charges set to be announced. We're going to hear from federal investigators exactly how this all unfolded. And we'll show you again. We'll take you in before they get to the podium here. Again, this is media from all over, international media, as this has been getting headlines from all over the world recently. This is a record signing contract that we've been talking about with Ohtani. The Dodgers pitcher signed for $700 million, and now you have all of these gambling accusations against his former interpreter, who was fired about 3 weeks ago. So any minute here now, we're going to hear the U.S. Attorney, Martin Estrada, talking about exactly what charges that he is facing here. What made this story even more confusing was we sort of heard a back and forth. We heard from Mizuhara initially saying that Ohtani was going to be covering the debts, and then he retracted that statement. So here they go. They're approaching the podium now. Let's go ahead and listen in.
Good morning. My name is Martin Estrada. I'm the United States Attorney based here in Los Angeles. I'm joined here by IRS Special Agent in Charge Tyler Hatcher and Special Agent in Charge Eddie Wang of Homeland Security Investigations. We are here to announce today the filing of a federal criminal complaint against Ippei Mizuhara, a person who until recently was employed as a translator for professional baseball player Shohei Ohtani. The federal complaint filed just a few minutes ago charges Mizuhara with bank fraud for allegedly stealing more than $16 million from Mr. Ohtani. According to the complaint, Mr. Mizuhara stole this money largely to finance his voracious appetite for illegal sports betting. Our investigation revealed that Mizuhara, a Japanese language interpreter, began working as a translator for Mr. Ohtani when he first came to the United States to begin playing professional baseball. Mr. Mizuhara had first met Mr. Ohtani in 2013, so the two knew each other. Mr. Ohtani did not speak or understand English, while Mr. Mizuhara knew English and was familiar with the United States. As such, Mr. Mizuhara not only translated for Mr. Ohtani, but also acted as his de facto manager. Just a second, we have a Our investigation has revealed that Mr. Mizuhara, a Japanese language interpreter, began working as a translator for Mr. Ohtani when Mr. Ohtani first came to the United States to begin playing professional baseball. Mr. Mizuhara had first met Mr. Ohtani in 2013, so the two men knew each other. Mr. Ohtani did not speak or understand English, while Mr. Mizuhara knew English and was familiar with the United States. As a result, Mr. Mizuhara acted as Mr. Ohtani's de facto manager. In 2018, shortly after Mr. Ohtani arrived from Japan, Mr. Mizuhara helped Mr. Ohtani set up a bank account. That was a bank account that was used to deposit Mr. Ohtani's salary payments from professional baseball. Mr. Mizuhara had access to that bank account, and he refused to give access to Mr. Ohtani's other professional advisors, including his agent, his accountant, and his financial advisor. And he told them that Mr. Ohtani wanted to keep that account private. In 2021, Mr. Mizuhara began placing sports bets with a group of bookmakers who were linked to an illegal gambling operation. Over time, Mr. Mizuhara's bets became more and more frequent. And over time, Mr. Mizuhara's bets became larger and larger in amounts. Messages between Mr. Mizuhara and the bookmaker showed that he lost considerable money on those bets, but he continued to make the wagers, thousands of wagers over time. The bets do not appear to have been made on the sport of baseball. At the same time he started placing the bets with bookmakers, Mr. Mizuhara began using Mr. Ohtani's account to make payments for the bank account. Mr. Mizuhara had helped set up the account, so he's familiar with it, and he used that familiarity to access the account. The evidence we've gathered over the past few weeks has demonstrated that in total, Mr. Mizuhara stole over $16 million from Mr. Ohtani's account in order to pay for these illegal sports bets. Phone and bank records show that Mr. Mizuhara appears to have accessed Mr. Ohtani's bank account online. What is more, Mr. Mizuhara lied to the bank to access the account. For instance, we've obtained recordings of telephone calls in which Mizuhara spoke with bank employees, lied to them about being Mr. Ohtani, gave personal biographical information for Mr. Ohtani in order to impersonate him, and thereby convinced the bank to approve large wire transfers of large amounts of money to the bookmakers. I want to emphasize this point. Mr. Ohtani is considered a victim in this case. There is no evidence to indicate that Mr. Ohtani authorized the over $16 million of transfers from his account to the bookmakers. Mr. Ohtani has stated that he did not authorize these transfers, that he did not grant Mizuhara access to his account. But on top of that, we've reviewed both Mizuhara's and Mr. Ohtani's phones and their communications over time, over several years, thousands of communications reviewed by a Japanese linguist. And that review has demonstrated no discussion of betting, wagers, or authorization for transfers to bookmakers. Furthermore, there would have been no reason for Mr. Mizuhara to impersonate Mr. Ohtani in calls with the bank if these transfers had been authorized. Also, when Mr. Mizuhara would occasionally win on his sports bets, the winnings were not deposited in Mr. Ohtani's bank account, but rather in Mr. Mizuhara's personal bank account. Finally, in a text message with one of the bookmakers, which is detailed in the complaint which is available to you, Mr. Mizuhara admitted to the bookmaker to stealing from Mr. Ohtani. Let me summarize. Our investigation has revealed that due to the position of trust he occupied with Mr. Ohtani, Mr. Mizuhara had unique access to Mr. Ohtani's finances. Mr. Mizuhara used and abused that position of trust in order to take advantage of Mr. Ohtani. Mr. Mizuhara used and abused that position of trust in order to plunder Mr. Ohtani's bank account to the tune of over $16 million. And Mr. Mizuhara did all this to feed his insatiable appetite for illegal sports betting. In this way, we allege in the complaint, Mr. Mizuhara committed fraud on a massive scale. And let me note, what we filed today here is a complaint. Mr. Mizuhara is presumed to be innocent, but you can see all the allegations that we've made in the complaint that's been filed. Finally, let me offer some thanks in this case. I want to thank the amazing investigative team in this case for the work that they did. Investigators with IRS criminal investigation, investigators with Homeland Security investigations, and with our office, the United States Attorney's Office for the Central District of California, worked tirelessly, worked quickly, and worked thoroughly to bring this charge against Mr. Mizuhara. I want to thank in particular the Assistant United States Attorneys in my office who worked on this case. That would be AUSA's Jeff Mitchell, AUSA Rachel Agress, and AUSA Dan Boyle. Let me now, before we take any Q&A, introduce to the podium IRS Special Agent in Charge Tyler Hatcher.
Good morning. Thanks, Martine. As you've heard, my name is Tyler Hatcher. I'm the Special Agent in Charge for IRS Criminal Investigation here in the Los Angeles Field Office. We often get asked, why is IRS involved in these kind of cases? And IRS Criminal Investigation Special Agents are the best in the world at following the money. And I want to give my comments to shed some light on how quickly the federal government, and in particular U.S. Attorney's Office, my office, and HSI marshaled our resources to get a resolution to a victim, and in this case, Mr. Ohtani. The criminal complaint that was filed today definitively shows that that money, the $16 million that's in question, was in fact stolen. And we want to continue IRS criminal investigations efforts in protecting sports at the highest levels. We have a long history of getting involved in cases dealing with sports at the highest levels, and this is just another great example of the federal government working together for a quick resolution. I'll turn that over to Eddie Wing.
Thanks, Tyler. Good morning, everyone. My name is Eddie Wong, and I'm the Special Agent in Charge for Homeland Security Investigations here in Los Angeles. HSI is the principal investigative arm of the Department of Homeland Security, and one of our top priorities is targeting illicit financial activities. As you just heard earlier today, a federal criminal complaint was filed alleging that Mr. Ippei Mizuhara illegally transferred millions of dollars from Mr. Ohtani's bank account for which he was not authorized to do so. These charges stem from the outstanding work of our special agents assigned to the HSI-led El Camino Real Financial Crimes Task Force, who worked collaboratively with our steadfast partners at the IRS Criminal Investigation and the U.S. Attorney's Office. In particular, I'd like to take a quick second to recognize the outstanding work done by the prosecutors on this case, Assistant U.S. Attorneys Jeff Mitchell, Dan Boyle, and Rachel Agress. Thank you for your work on this matter. Look, there is much work to be done regarding financial crime in the greater Los Angeles metropolitan area, but the El Camino Real Financial Crimes Task Force is up to the challenge, and will continue to diligently target financial crimes like this. Thank you.
I'm going to try to coordinate Q&A, so show of hands. Oh, get out of here.
Outlining the federal criminal complaint against Ippei Mizuhara, the former interpreter for Shohei Ohtani, the two-way star, that started with the Dodgers this season with a $700 million contract, and this is all surrounding bank fraud against the former interpreter, Ippei Mizuhara, taking $16 million, according to this complaint, from Shohei Ohtani, and he did it in a way where he set up, according to this federal complaint, a bank account under Shohei Ohtani's name where his salary came in. He did not let anyone access this account and even impersonated Shohei Ohtani to bank officials to make sure those transactions were able to go through.
It's a level that we did not expect. Impersonation is taking it to a whole different level, but basically taking advantage of his relationship with Shohei Ohtani. They'd known each other since 2013. He abused that relationship, and it was clear today, and they wanted to make this point come across, that Shohei Ohtani was the victim in this case.
They also looked through years worth of communication between Shohei Ohtani and Ippei Mizuhara, and there was no indication through text messages or calls that they talked about gambling or placing debts or anything like that at all.
So over $16 million taken from Shohei Ohtani, and they did make the point to say that he did get some money back, right? He won. We don't know how much, but that money was never put back into the account.
It was put into Mizuhara's
his own
account.
account.
Yeah, if he did win any of the wagers. So, yeah, more details on this case, obviously, and more information that was shed light in this federal complaint. But, of course, we'll have more as we get details. But clearly, this is big because there has been a cloud over the start of Shohei Ohtani's big season with the Dodgers, and it was much celebrated, and then this came about.
Well, it's been a distraction for sure, but think of just the disappointment that Shohei Ohtani feels right now, right? I mean, this was a close friend of his. It wasn't just someone he worked with. He's known this person for years. He allowed him to have close access. They said he served as a de facto manager in a way. So it just it's disappointing. That is for sure, and it just took it to a whole other level with this whole information we're getting that he even impersonated Shohei Ohtani. So